Hi, here are some do's and don'ts for melody writing. Do sing as you write. I really can't stress this enough. If you're struggling to get anything on the page, singing is going to help you. You can just pick a note and start singing or humming, that works too. Whatever you're comfortable with or whatever feels good. The trial and error process of humming or singing or whatever, and then realizing that what you're doing isn't what you want, and then starting that process over. That process is so much quicker than trying to muscle your way through 8 bars of just writing stuff down and then seeing how it sounds after that, or kind of as you go. It's a much quicker process. It's also much more reliably successful, and this is partly due to the fact that while you're singing something, you're experiencing that melody in real time. And what I mean by that is you're going to hear yourself singing, and you're either going to know, oh, this isn't what I want, let's start over, or you're going to be pulled in certain directions with the melody. It's going to kind of tell you what its next notes are based on your own musical intuition. You can use your instrument in the same way here, which I do sometimes, but more often than not, I will be humming to compose. It's really just personal preference. And also with this, voice memos are your friend. Really, really your friend. Don't muddle your melody with unnecessary complexity of rhythm. If you think by that I mean don't do this, then you're right, but I also don't just mean that. Obviously, there are a ton of melodies that have particular rhythmic characteristics that distinguish them, but what they also have is consistency. If you're feeling like your melody isn't rhythmically working, the solution is hardly ever to add more diversity of note values. If anything, the solution is to reorganize the rhythms you already do have. You can do so much with just quarter notes and half notes and whole notes. So if you're running into problems and you think that the rhythm of the melody is what's not working, err on the side of reorganization and simplification first. Now, this is not to say that you can't have melodies with complex rhythms. If you've got something that is working for you that uses, 6 different note values, then that's great. I'm saying all of this as a sort of starting point. If you're lost on what to do in a simple meter with wholes and halves and quarters, the triplet eighth notes will not save you. They will deceive you, and they will show no mercy. Do use a lot of stepwise motion and err on the smaller side of leaps. This helps your melody be not only more memorable, but also more hummable, which is a great characteristic to have in your melody. If you're going to go for some larger leaps, then perfect intervals like fourths and fifths and octaves are really great for that. The kind of caveat with that is that those leaps are also very distinctive, and they can serve as pretty great climax points for melodies, so I wouldn't overdo them. Don't punch random notes into Sibelius or Finale or Muse score and then hit the playback button to see if it sounds good. This can work if you get lucky or if you already know what you're doing, but it's not reliable. It doesn't develop your inner ear, and it doesn't help you become a better musician. It's a gamble, and gambling is illegal. It's also insanely time-consuming, and it's going to suck the fun out of everything if you are just doing a trial and error, play back 8 bars of whatever, and it sounds like trash, and you gotta redo it over again. It's not good. Don't do it. Do consider your harmonic support. So if you've already got a harmonic progression or a set of chords that you want to write your melody over, then that is great. Something you can do with that is create a sort of melodic skeleton by sort of determining what pitches in your melody go over which chords. The scale degree that takes place in your melody over the harmony is actually very important. For example, if you have a tonic chord at the beginning and start with your melody on Do, there's a big difference between doing that and then having the same chord with the melody on Mi or So or some non-chord tone. So it can be worthwhile to kind of go through and figure all that stuff out ahead of time. Now, once you have your skeleton in place, you can then go add your rhythms and contour and whatnot to kind of smooth things out. Don't use random accidentals because you feel like you have to. If your melody works without accidentals, then it works without accidentals. Don't feel pressure to just throw them in for the sake of making it more interesting. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't encourage the use of some mode mixture, I certainly would encourage that. And by the way, you should check out my harmony videos if you have not already seen them. But you need to do what works best for your melody or, your musical vision, whatever it is that you want. Don't feel some kind of pressure to fit into some sort of mold. So these are just some ideas that I had today. I know it's kind of a sporadic list, but if you have any questions or any of your own melody writing advice, I would encourage you to leave them in the comments. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. According to YouTube, only around 10% of my viewers are subscribed, so if you wouldn't mind doing that, I would super appreciate it. Thanks for watching.